Today, I want to start the lesson with a question that I receive very often from my students. So first, let's watch the video.
Hi, Allie. I have a question. I really want to improve my vocabulary and learn more synonyms. What do you suggest I do? Which sources should I study to improve this?
Many students show me books like Check Your English Vocabulary for IELTS, 504 Absolutely Essential Words, Cambridge Vocabulary for IELTS, and many others. I always tell them that all of these books are useful and practical. But we also have another very valuable source to improve vocabulary, and that's listening. Hello everyone, welcome back to IELTS Clinic. It's me, Ali, back again with another practical IELTS lesson. In today's class, I'm gonna show you how you can improve your vocabulary and your synonyms by using the IELTS Listening section. And of course, Gala is here to make our lesson more interactive and fun. Hi, Gala.
Hey, Allie. It's so nice to see you again. I'm excited to learn how listening can help me improve my vocabulary and synonyms.
Great! We can use the Cambridge IELTS book series not only for practicing listening tests, but also for learning new words and synonyms. So listening is not only for training your ears, it's also a very powerful way to grow your vocabulary for writing, speaking, and even reading.
Oh, I didn't know listening could also help with vocabulary for other skills.
Yes, Gala, it can. Let me give you an example. Many students keep using the word important in their writing and speaking, even students aiming for band 7 or higher. But the word important is very simple, and it won't really help you get a high score. Today, we'll use Cambridge IELTS 18 to see what other words we can learn from the listening as synonyms for important. Gala, let's do an exercise. Please grab a paper and pencil. You will listen to a recording from Cambridge IELTS 18, Test 1, Section 2. Your job is to catch words that mean the same as important and write them down. Did you understand?
Yes, I'll listen to the recording and write down all the words that are synonyms of important.
Great. Let's listen carefully. You can also try this at home. Please take a paper and pencil. Listen carefully to the recording and write down the words that are synonyms of important. You can also share your answers in the comments, and I'll check them later. Now, let's listen.
Good evening, everyone. Let me start by welcoming you all to this talk and thanking you for taking the time to consider joining ACE Voluntary Organisation. ACE offers support to people and services in the local area, and we're now looking for more volunteers to help us do this. By the way, I hope you're all comfortable. We have brought in extra seats so that no one has to stand, but it does mean that the people at the back of the room may be a bit squashed. We'll only be here for about half an hour, so hopefully that's okay. One of the first questions we're often asked is how old you need to be to volunteer. Well, you can be as young as 16, or you can be 60 or over. It all depends on what type of voluntary work you want to do. Other considerations, such as reliability, are crucial in voluntary work, and age isn't related to these, in our experience. Another question we get asked relates to training. Well, there's plenty of that, and it's all face-to-face. What's more, training doesn't end when you start working for us. It takes place before, during, and after periods of work. Often, it's run by other experienced volunteers, as managers tend to prefer to get on with other things. Now, I would ask you to consider a couple of important issues before you decide to apply for voluntary work. We don't worry about why you want to be a volunteer. People have many different reasons that range from getting work experience to just doing something they've always wanted to do. But it is critical that you have enough hours in the day for whatever role we agree is suitable for you. If being a volunteer becomes stressful, then it's best not to do it at all. You may think that your income is important, but we don't ask about that. It's up to you to decide if you can work without earning money. What we value is dedication. Some of our most loyal volunteers earn very little themselves, but still give their full energy to the work they do with us.
Okay, Gala. Which words did you catch from the recording?
I found 2 words: crucial and critical.
Not bad. There is one more word, but first, let's listen again and confirm the words crucial and critical.
One of the first questions we're often asked is how old you need to be to volunteer. Well, you can be as young as 16 or you can be 60 or over. It all depends on what type of voluntary work you want to do. Other considerations, such as reliability, are crucial in voluntary work.
Other considerations, such as reliability, are crucial in voluntary work. Here, crucial means important. I always tell my students to keep a notebook and write down all these vocabulary words and their synonyms. Then try to practice them, because when you go to other skills, like speaking, writing, or even reading, you'll see that knowing synonyms is really helpful. For example, in reading, it helps you find answers faster. In writing and speaking, it gives you a wider range of vocabulary. And the best way to collect these words? Listening. Listening is not just for training your ears. It's one of the best ways to prepare yourself for all the other skills too. Now, let's continue.
People have many different reasons that range from getting work experience to just doing something they've always wanted to do. But it is critical that you have enough hours in the day.
But it is critical that you have enough hours in the day. Here, critical again means important.
I'm curious to know what the third word is.
Let's continue and we'll find out.
It's up to you to decide if you can work without earning money. What we value is dedication.
What we value is dedication. Here, what we value means what is important for us.
Oh, that's true. Now I understand how to study listening from now on. I don't just practice for the answers. I try to analyse them and find practical words and synonyms that I can use in my speaking and writing.
Exactly. Today, in just 3 minutes, the speaker used the word important 5 times. 2 times she said important. 1 time she said crucial. 1 time she said critical. And 1 time she said value. So instead of just doing, for example, 20 IELTS listening tests and moving on to the next test, try this. Do 10 listening tests, but analyze the answers, the way we did today. You will notice a big difference in your progress after a month or 2.
That's true.
I always tell my students that just doing a test, looking for answers, and then moving to the next test will not improve your listening much. But if you practice the way I taught you today, not only will you improve your listening, but you'll also help yourself in other skills like reading, writing, and speaking. Gala. Now let's practice with real IELTS questions. I will play the role of the examiner. I will ask you some speaking questions, and you try to use the new words we learned today instead of just saying important in your answers.
Let's try. I'm ready.
Students, you can answer too. Pause the video after you hear the question, try to answer by yourself, and then compare your answer with Gala's. The first one is from Cambridge IELTS 10, Test 1, Part 1. This is the question. Okay, Gala, tell me, how important do you think it is to have free time at the weekends?
I think having free time at the weekends is crucial because people need to relax after a busy week. Without free time, many people may feel stressed or even lose motivation for their work or studies. I think having free time at the weekends is crucial because people need to relax.
Perfect. You used crucial very well instead of important. Now let's move on to the next one. This question is from Cambridge IELTS 15, Test 1, Part 3. This is the question. What things are important when people are choosing a hotel?
In my view, safety and cleanliness are critical when people are choosing a hotel. Even if the hotel is cheap or has good facilities, if it is not safe or clean, people will not enjoy their stay. In my view, safety and cleanliness are critical when people are choosing a hotel.
Excellent. You used critical naturally in your answer. And finally, here's our last one. This is from Cambridge IELTS 17, Test 1, Part 3. This is the question. How important do you think it is to have good neighbors?
To be honest with you, I really value having good neighbors because it creates a friendly and safe environment. For example, when neighbors respect each other, life becomes much easier and more comfortable. To be honest with you, I really value having good neighbors because it creates a friendly and safe environment.
Wonderful. That's exactly how to use value as a synonym of important. Before we finish, I'd love to hear from you. Could you use these words as synonyms for important in your answers during the practice? Write your sentences in the comments and I'll check them later. All right. Great job today, everyone. Make sure to review today's lesson carefully and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a tip that could boost your score. If you want more lessons like this, please write your ideas or questions in the comments, and I'll make more videos to teach you how listening can help you reach your target score. Practice with heart, believe in yourself, and never stop learning. And remember, success comes step by step. I'm here to guide you, and I'll see you in the next session.
Thank you, teacher. I promise to value what I learned today. Oh, and I already subscribed and clicked the bell.
IELTS Clinic. Simple lessons. Real results.
So if we learn how to write one paragraph, it will be easier to write the whole essay.
So it would be 7 plus 4 plus 4 equals 15. Then they divide it by 3. The introduction is like a map for your essay. So thus, therefore, as a result,